Okay, so just running through the notes for MYP4 Unit 2, called Expand Your Mind. There's all the IB introductory stuff and the list of contents. So roughly speaking, each one of these will correspond to a video here. So here comes Chapter 1. And we saw in the last unit about multiplying out brackets. So this is just a reminder of that. So it says expanding brackets. We have seen recently that you expand a pair of brackets by multiplying everything in the first bracket by everything in the second bracket. So as an example here, I've got 2x plus 3 in one bracket and 7x minus 2 in another bracket. So we've got to do everything in the first bracket times everything in the second bracket. So I've kind of tried to color code this. 2x times 7x gives you 14x squared. 2x times minus 2. Remember, when you see a minus, it belongs to the thing that comes immediately next. So 2x times minus 2, I've color-coded with green, is minus 4x. And then 3 times 7x is 21x. And then finally 3 times, remember that's a minus 2, 3 times minus 2 is minus 6. So you've got 14x squared minus 4x plus 21x minus 6. And then there's two terms in the middle that are both x terms, so we can put them together to make a single x term. So we end up with 14x squared plus 17x minus 6. And then sometimes you see a single number next to a bracket, which means you have to multiply them. So that means 3 times everything in the bracket. So 3 times 4x gives you 12x, and 3 times 2 gives you 6. And then sometimes people get confused when the bracket comes first. So you still multiply everything inside by the quantity outside. So for example here, 3x plus 5 in brackets times 8x. And people get confused with that because of the bracket being first, but it's still everything in the bracket times the quantity outside. When there's nothing between the thing that's outside and the bracket itself, you're kind of assuming that means times, multiply. So 3x times 8x gives you 24x squared, and then 5 times 8x gives you 40x. So you end up with 24x squared plus 40x. And then another thing that people forget, 5x minus 1 in brackets, and then that's squared. So the mistake people make is to just square the individual terms. But you still have to remember that 5x plus 1 squared means 5x plus 1 times 5x minus 1 times 5x minus 1. So it's everything in that whole bracket multiplied again by everything in that whole bracket. So here, 5x times 5x gives us 25x squared. 5x times minus 1, remember that's a minus 1, gives you minus 5x. The other minus 1 times the other 5x gives you minus 5x again. And then finally, minus 1 times minus 1 gives you plus 1, because minus times minus makes plus. So you get 25x squared minus 5x minus another 5x plus 1. And then those two minus 5x's in the middle we can put together to get 25x squared minus 10x plus 1. And then negative powers. This should be just revision from a previous unit, but remember that a negative power is equal to 1 over the corresponding positive power. So 5 to the power of minus 2 means the same as 1 over 5 to the power of 2, which you can evaluate further as 1 over 25, which is 0.04, because 1 over 25 means 1 divided by 25. So 5 to the power of minus 2 is 0.04, and you don't need a calculator to evaluate that. You just need to know the rules of powers. So something like this, x plus 3 to the power of minus 2 means 1 over x plus 3 to the power of 2. So that minus power just means 1 over the corresponding positive power. and then that, for example, might be multiplied out as before and expanded to write the expression in another form. So x plus 3 to the power of minus 2 is the same as that thing there that I've got on the last line.